The synth engine is based on partials. A partial is basically an oscillator, and we have different oscillator types to choose from. We have modern PCM with a huge selection of stereo waveforms that we can choose from. We have virtual analog technology using Roland's behavioural modelling chips, and we have PCM sync, Supersaw and Noise. So with these individual partials, we can go through and change the filter types, change the amplitude, and then also add not one, but two LFOs. And these LFOs are very powerful. It's something new. So each one of these LFOs has 16 different steps, and each step has a selectable curve. And these curves, as you can see on screen there, can be sawtooth, can be sine wave, or unusual patterns, all completely new. And these can be assigned through a matrix to anything like cutoff or volume, for example, or other parameters through the matrix. And you can get these wonderful either different rhythms that are grooving with polyrhythms, or just these huge big landscapes of evolving sound with each partial doing its own thing. I'll give you an example. What you're going to hear is these LFOs interacting and moving and changing all the time. So that's just one example, but through the different patches that you hear through this series of videos, you'll hear all sorts of movement created by these wonderful new LFOs. So then the next level of sound is called a tone, and basically that is four partials, or oscillators if you like, all layered together, all with their independent LFOs, their effects, filters, etc., to create quite a deep layer of sound already, and we're not even halfway there yet, but let me play you an example. So the next level in our sound creation is what we call a zone. And basically a zone is a container for our tones that we've already created. It contains parameters like your keyboard splits, your volume settings, your effect sends, and basically your controller settings. That's what we call a zone. It's also great to know that within zones, you can set up parameters for your external instruments as well. For example, main stage on your laptop. And the final stage of sound creation with FANTOM is scenes. Scenes is great. You can put together all of your layers of sounds, your effects, it will store your parameters, and it will also store your sequence data, easily recallable. And the great thing about scenes is that I can play a scene and then hold down the sustain pedal and then move to the next scene and it will not glitch. Now the thing to understand here is that there are 16 layers happening and all of their effects are happening as well, and I'm moving to the next scene without a glitch. That's like having two FANTOMs playing at the same time. So let me show you how smoothly you can change from one scene to the next with no glitching. So I'm playing a scene now with multiple layers and effects, all of its own. Change to the next scene. I'm sustaining that sound. It's continuing on with complete tone remain. That's the next scene played. No glitching, no dropouts, really smooth. What's really cool is that you can chain your choice of scenes together and then play them back.